Welcome to the Lair of the Unknown, my friends, the darkest channel where reality becomes fascination. I am your host, the Dark Lord. When I'm not being terrorized by killer clowns from outer space, I'm in here talking about, well, the afterlife. Life after death is a huge subject of continued debate, and also a very controversial topic. Now, I will be discussing the different types of religion from all over the world and what beliefs they have about the afterlife. So I'm informing my viewers and fans that now and that they don't have to believe, or they don't have to agree with me about the opinions I have about these cultures. Just trying to give you a heads up. Remember, believe what you want to believe. Anyway, paranormal activity, or the supernatural, whatever you wish to call it. The study of ghosts, spirits, entities, poltergeists, demons, angels, the afterlife, all that good stuff. First off, what are ghosts and spirits? We have been led to believe, of course, that they are the energy that has passed on by a deceased person. But is that really what they are? If so, what do they look like? For those of you who have seen them, they can appear lifelike to barely visible, such as bluish to whitish in color form. Or do you ever even want to see a ghost? In my opinion, it would be very interesting to see a ghost, but also very freaky. Now, what would be the difference between ghosts and poltergeists? Well, it's like this. Ghosts are well known to be actually very nice and kind, like Casper the Friendly Ghost. However, poltergeists are known to be the deceased people of evil, such as murderers and rapists. If that is the case, what is the difference between poltergeists and demons? This is the case. Ghosts and poltergeists, angels and demons. Ghosts are the spirits of the light, and poltergeists are the spirits of the evil. Angels are not spirits, as they have never existed in the flesh of the living, and demons are fallen angels that have a craving to exist in the land of the living to cause chaos. There are 7 phases of knowing when your house is haunted. The first phase is the least noticeable. It is when objects around the house are moving on their own, and the places the object or objects give off a cold as ice temperatures. The second phase is when there are scents and smells of different odors are roaming the house. Now, when these smells are giving off a foul odor, that's when you know there is a demonic activity occurring in the house. You may also hear strange noises throughout the house as well. The third phase is somewhat the same as the first phase, only the noises and temperatures get far more extreme. The fourth phase is when the lights in the house will malfunction to the point where they will explode and make noises while doing so. The fifth phase is when ghosts will attempt to touch you, and you can actually feel it. You may also be able to hear them say your name in whispers. They may also cause the windows and glass to shatter around the house. The sixth phase is when the ghost will be comfortable enough to reveal itself to you in a translucent way, such as an orb or dark figure. The seventh phase is the most chaotic of all the phases. The ghost will reveal itself to you while at the same time causing chaos all throughout the house, such as violently shaking furniture, voices being heard loudly, and other violent occurrences. However, this would not be your typical ghost haunting. Like I have said, ordinary ghosts and spirits would not seek to make your life miserable, so you would not have these problems with a regular ghost. A poltergeist, however, would seek to make your house haunting quite bizarre. On the other hand, there are only 4 phases of demonic possession. Here they are. Of course, the haunting phase begins first, but when it's a demon or demons who seek to possess you, the phases just get more and more chaotic. The first phase is the infestation, which is the movement of objects and noises heard throughout the house, which usually does not affect people. The second phase is outside of usual normal haunting, where you begin to experience physical attacks by an entity, nightmarish dreams, and irregular illnesses. Now, this may not mean demonic possession at first. All these feelings happening all at one time may lead and be a sign of demonic possession. The third phase is when you damn well know you're becoming a target of demonic possession. You lose interest in all activities, and you may experience thoughts of suicide. As all this is going on in your head, sleeping becomes so hard it's almost impossible to do so. The fourth phase is possession itself. However, when you do indeed become possessed, people think that the demon has officially become you. However, that is not the case. When a person has become possessed, their mind in all ways is broken down so significantly that the demon can control his or her actions to the point where the person can perform superior strength and speak in a foreign language they could not possibly know. Now, people may ask me this in a room with a group of people, who is most likely to become possessed by a demon? It's quite simple. The person who most likely is the outsider of the group, and who is the most notably the one with the weakest and most vulnerable mind. One of the biggest questions on everybody's mind is this: what is and happens in the afterlife? Of course, people all over the world believe in heaven and hell, God, Jesus, and Satan. But there's also another theory that surrounds these beliefs called the theory of reincarnation. What is that, you say? The theory that when we die, we are born again as someone or something else, such as a bug or animal, and we begin our life cycle over again, with no memory or record of anything we did in our previous life, which is something I, the Dark Lord, myself leans towards believing. Now, if there is a heaven and hell, would we eventually go there after we die? Or even if they both exist, would they still send us back to cycle through another life? What I am trying to say is this: maybe both heaven and hell do exist, as well as God, Satan, and Jesus. But if that is the case, how do you explain ghosts and spirits and, well, the paranormal activity that many people around the world claim to see? Now, if Jesus of Nazareth did in fact exist, do we know for a fact that he was the Son of God, like many claimed he was? Quite possibly, but it also brings up the Da Vinci Code, where the theory that Jesus had a child with his lover Mary Magdalene, and that the descendants of Jesus still walk the earth to this day. There's an estimated 4,200 different religions in the world that all say and practice different things. However, the world's largest religion, the largest religion in the world, is Christianity. But there are other religions that also believe in more than one God. Now, you would ask me this: what does all this have to do with paranormal activity? Well, believe me, when we talk about the afterlife, understanding religion is definitely a big part of that, as crucifixes are very big parts of exorcisms, which I will talk about in the next part. Now, what are the three biggest religions of the world anyway? And what do they practice with paranormal activity? Judaism, Christianity, and Islam are the top three religions in the world. Christianity is the belief that Jesus of Nazareth was in fact the Messiah and Son of God, according to the New Testament. Judaism believe that there is only one God, only that God is not in human form, and dismisses the Christian New Testament. Islam beliefs do not worship Jesus, as they do not believe his mission as the Messiah is true. Now, how does this tie with paranormal activity? I will explain in the next part of this discussion, which of course will be continued. In the meantime, ciao, bitches.